Hello friends, Jai Hind. Welcome to your channel Bharat Unveiled. I'm your host, and in today's episode, we'll be diving deep into one of the most significant and underreported developments in Pakistan. The complete takeover of Surab City in Balochistan by the Baloch Liberation Army. Let's begin by taking a look at the map of India. And just across the border in Pakistan lies the province of Balochistan. This province is home to Surab City, a small town with a population of about 400 to 500 people. But what makes this remote town so crucial today is that, according to several reports, the Baloch Liberation Army, BLA, has taken full control of it. Pakistan's government and military seem to have lost their grip over Surab City. BLA has released a press statement claiming complete control. They've captured key government institutions, including banks, police stations, and communication hubs. They're also carrying out snap checking and patrolling along the critical Quetta-Karachi and Surab-Girdhar highways. The entire city has been sealed off. Soon, BLA is expected to release a detailed statement to outline the extent of their defenses and strategic control. From the looks of it, Pakistan's army isn't for a serious challenge if it plans to retake Surab. You might wonder, how can a rebel group seize an entire city so easily? Well, a recently surfaced video gives us some insight. Heavily armed BLA fighters can be seen taking control of buildings with little to no resistance. Locks are being broken, and public infrastructure is being overrun. In fact, rather than opposing them, some locals are seen cheering them on. They're being treated like heroes. This public support exposes the Pakistani army's false narrative that the BLA is a fringe group without local backing. Even the failed Marshal of Pakistan, Asim Munir, has consistently downplayed the movement. But the reality on the ground tells a different story. People are openly welcoming BLA fighters and celebrating their arrival. This isn't the first time the BLA has pulled off a major operation. Just recently, they hijacked a train called Jafar Express, and that too wasn't a one-off. Such actions require local support, manpower, and coordination. And this support is clearly growing. Pakistan's media, meanwhile, is busy spreading misinformation. Using old photos and footage from other provinces, they're attempting to project that locals are protesting against the BLA. But many of these images have been proven fake, some even dating back to 2022. This kind of disinformation campaign is not new. Pakistan has often used fake images and narratives, even against India. And now, it's using similar tactics to counter the rising Baloch resistance. But the truth is hard to hide. Let's look at another powerful image released by the BLA. A cache of weapons seized from Surab City. These are real, modern rifles and equipment. They've also announced that any symbol of the Pakistani state, flags, government documents, emblems, will be destroyed. Their goal is clear. This is the beginning of a free Balochistan. In their statement, the BLA says this operation is part of a larger mission to dismantle every institution and force of the occupying Pakistani state. They emphasize that their struggle will continue until full national liberation is achieved. One particularly striking moment from recent footage is a BLA fighter surrounded by civilians, locals lining up to take selfies with him as if he were a celebrity. No fear, no resistance. This shows how much resentment exists in Balochistan against the Pakistani establishment. Geographically, Balochistan is Pakistan's largest province by area but accounts for only about 5-7% of its population. Most of Pakistan's population resides in the Pakistan-administrated Punjab region and around cities like Hyderabad and Karachi. In contrast, Balochistan remains underdeveloped, impoverished, and neglected. Whenever activists in Balochistan raise their voices against this injustice, the Pakistani government's response is brutal: abductions, fake encounters, and disappearances. International outlets like the BBC and CNN have reported on mass graves found in the region. And 2016 BBC article even detailed how over 1,000 bodies were discovered, believed to be victims of enforced disappearances by the army. Clearly, the problem hasn't been solved. Today's public support for the BLA proves that the anger in Balochistan is still simmering. If the BLA captures more towns and builds a sustainable network with access to proper weapons, Pakistan could be facing a crisis similar to India's Naxalite problem. Except India has nearly resolved its issue, with regions like Bastar recently declared Naxal-free. Pakistan, on the other hand, is on the brink of creating its own red corridor in Balochistan. What's worse is that Pakistan's government doesn't seem to learn from history. Its brutal actions in East Pakistan, what we now know as Bangladesh, followed a similar script, silencing protests with violence and creating a humanitarian crisis. And unlike the past, today's Pakistan lacks the financial resources to suppress such a large-scale uprising. So the real question now is, will Pakistan try to retake Surab City? If so, at what cost? Will it involve civilian casualties? These are crucial questions the world needs to watch. We'll continue to keep a close eye on the situation and bring you timely updates as they unfold. That's it for today. Stay informed, stay empowered. This is Bharat Unveiled, unmasking the stories the world needs to see. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind. Vande Matram.